going on? This is
VI. This is Factorz TV. We back at it, y'all. What's going on? How you doing?
Man, episode number 5, I believe, man.
6, 7, 8. I don't know which one it is, to be honest.
I think it's 5. And we coming in hot, though, man. And I'm very thankful for all the support we've gotten over the time we've been doing this.
Appreciate you guys tuning in.
It's a lot of love, a lot of people tapping in and retweeting and resharing. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys a lot because we're doing this for you all as well as ourselves.
Stop by so-and-so, talk some, SHIT and some informative stuff and some, joking around. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. Cooling, man. Just finally got a haircut. It's been a while,
Oh, Jesus,
about
man.
a
This
month
guy
and a
gets a
half.
haircut.
I'm feeling, you get a haircut. Your barber got to make you feel brand new. If your barber doesn't make you feel good, you're losing, man. Get a new barber, man. So,
man, who's your barber, man?
Oh, Bruce Williams, man. One of the best, man. Long time, man. Been my barber since the beginning. So, I'm feeling good, man. It really does change you.
Self-care.
Self-care, it is because it helps you feel better and, put a little pep in your step. So I'm just feeling good right now, ignoring calls, leaving people on red. You know how it goes.
Oh, man, don't block your blessing, man. Don't block your blessing. Don't block your blessing.
Don't block your blessings, young man. But other than that, getting ready to have some fun with my girls and my daughters. Anybody out there doing some stuff, have some fun and make up for her birthday, which was a couple weeks ago. But she was sick, so she's doing a lot better. And we're gonna do something. Cake, ice cream, go somewhere. But she's a really cool kid, so I'm gonna see what she want to do. We're gonna do that. What's up with you?
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. Cake and ice cream. I want some of that. Nothing much, man. Taking care of these dogs.
Shout out top tier Frenchies, man. 206, man. We got a black man in the Frenchie game, and if you know about that, it's been a phenom recently, but they're been a prominent dog in the dog game for a long time, and he started a kennel and got beautiful dogs, man.
Yes.
Really raising some beautiful, beautiful French bulldogs, man. Congrats, man. That's dope.
Appreciate it. So now just dogs, kids. We got the skincare line where we specialize in products for like dry skin, eczema.
Forest bias, like food, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Black Beauty Essentials is what it's called.
That's Instagram?
Yeah, that's Instagram. But
okay.
Just at life, man. That's it, man. Nothing much, man.
Okay, yeah, man. We got a couple different topics. Well, I know I got some people that want to talk about a couple things. I listen to the feedback, but I try to stay with like in a pattern of, different things. So, of course, the relationship stuff, all that stuff, we're going to cover that forever. Relationships never end. People, will always continue to be friends, be together, be a sneaky link. Whatever it is, whatever type of ship it is, you will always have
entanglement heme.
Yeah. You will always have a ship. So we're going to always talk about that. So I'm not going to throw you to the side or not listen to what you say. It's going to be relevant like an elephant all the time. You're not going to miss out on that. But I want to talk about one that somebody sent me that meant a lot, which let me make sure that I'm saying the right one. Oh, yeah. Reparations. How do you feel about reparations for African Americans?
I bought this baby.
Dave Chappelle.
What do you say? Yeah.
I bought this baby cash.
I feel like it's our just due. I mean, it's not a handout. And the world wants black people to feel like it's, we're looking for a handout, for somebody to give us something. When we've been, it's been it's been generational, genocide. It's been, chances where we haven't made generational wealth, stances because shit's been taken away from us. Just like I believe it's the Bruce family down in California who just got that beach back. Having a resort is 6 figures, 7 figures a year. So from 1940 something, 20 something, 40 something till now, they've missed out on hundreds.
1902.
With
100 years. Like
I feel like it's our just due. I mean, we built the country. It's been all different types of attempts at generations, not even just lives, generations of us from the mandatory minimum prison, how it's set up,
prison to school to prison pipeline, war on drugs, Jim Crow,
racism, segregation, all that.
Wealth. There's a lot of things that were placed to break down the black man.
Even real estate. When the HOAs and real estate was first really a big thing back then, it was in contracts that certain real estate companies couldn't sell to blacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, redlining, we know all of that. So I feel like it's our just due to receive something.
It's our just due. I feel like we're owed that. I don't care how many of it is now. I don't care if you think it's a trillion, gazillion, billion, fulfillion of us.
Yeah, I was trying to say, well, it's going to be this much. Okay.
Yeah, like with the inflation, money keeps inflating, everything keeps inflating. I keep telling people that no matter if it's just you giving us land or giving money, you got to realize that everything we've ever been through set us back or displaced us. Even with, to me, civil rights, want to be equal, set us back.
I feel like we should have stayed apart.
Separate.
I feel like we should have stayed separate.
And build our own. So I tell people like, hey, look, you got to realize that at a time when we didn't have much to say and they didn't listen to us, like we were already losing, like even with land. You know what I'm saying? Like equity gives you money, that builds wealth. Buy other houses, buy cars, whatever it is that you want to invest in. You can take equity out of houses and homes, stripped of all that. You know what I'm saying? So reparations just isn't about giving someone money. You might give them land, give them opportunity to own a home, you know, whatever it is. Reparation has to come in some form to change that generational gap, because still to this day, the black dollar only circulates in the black community for, I think it's a day. It's like
6 hours.
Yeah, it's like some hours.
6 hours.
Like realistically, the real statistic is like some hours that the black dollar is circulating within our community.
Asian or Jews, I think it circulates like 17 days or something.
Yeah.
Said, you know, but yeah.
And then white people, I mean, it's just like forever. So I mean, you know, you got to really think about what we've lost, what we weren't able to get and gain, and especially with today's climate, like legalization of marijuana. How many people have lost their lives, lost their fathers, lost their mothers, lost people time, you know what I'm saying? And now people are making billions off this shit. And I mean, excuse my language, but it's just I come from a background where my family did deal in that, you know, and I did lose people to that. And I did go through times of seeing things I shouldn't have seen as a kid, and people being treated a certain way like criminals and all that, maybe because they use it and not even sell it. So it's just, you know, it's kind of deep, because that set us back wholeheartedly. Like, as far as a generation goes where it's introduced to something, the crack era did a lot of damage, which was brought on by the government. Everything we've been through has been.
It's really weird, and it's crazy. They're not more focused. Of course, they don't give a damn, but they're not more focused on trying to change it.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember in 2000, 20 years old or something, I got pulled over and got a ticket and all that for like possession, and I had under an ounce, you know, I mean. No, and now you can go in the store and buy, you know, an ounce, 2 ounces. You know, it's crazy how it's flipped, and there's been no attention to, if not give back, relinquish, help. Even with the stores and permits, it's not, you know, no way for them to give us, you know, aid to getting obtaining, you know, licenses. So it's just all messed up. So, but I think there needs to be a focus on us. Even the United Nations, you know, a whole bunch of leaders and people around the world got together and said the U.S. owes blacks this certain amount for, you know, inhumane stuff that's been done to us. And, you know, of course they don't care here, but yeah, we just do. It'll help out a lot.
No, we do. We built this on our backs. We're one of the first things in the economy. The market literally has to do with us, whether it be cotton, whether it be slaves. We were one of the first trades. This wouldn't exist without us. I mean, the natives were here and they were doing their thing, but picture how they were conquered, and then we were brought here to develop land, and then told we would be given land.
We were here too. Don't let them, you know.
We were already here too.
Yeah,
Black people go hand in hand. So that's a different show though. We don't want to go, you know, what's it called?
He's outside giving it up, man.
Downtown Seattle, give it up.
Gotta love. We need to get him on camera so he can give us some views. He's out there giving it up.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
Let him do his thing, man. But now I'm real big on reparations, but I think we're gonna get it regardless. I seen something that said where if the U.S. government cut a certain amount of student loans for blacks, it would increase the black dollar by so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they tell us you can't get a job unless you're educated. Then you get educated. Like now, bachelors, you know, don't mean nothing.
Man.
When, you know, a job used to be great entry pay, entry level, bachelor's.
That was the thing.
You can make your money, and now, you know, there's, you know, so many people. I believe it's because blacks, you know, it's like, let me go to school.
Instead of that, black women have past 10 years surpassed everyone.
The most educated person on the earth is a black woman.
Is a black woman.
But now you can't get a job unless you got, you know, a master's or
a doctorate. You know,
crazy.
Just something that's just over the top for someone who might not even be going to school that long.
You want 15 years experience for somebody who just came out of school.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Just came out of school in a system that wasn't built for us.
At first it was just having the degree, and then it was, you know, now you got to have the knowledge in the background. So.
I mean, we don't want to segue into too much stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what basically getting back to how far we have been set back between whites or anybody. We have went through the most for the longest, and reparations would not
especially
only
here. I tell people, I know there's different plights and fights around the world.
Yeah, for sure.
But here,
Yeah, like, listen, you ain't gonna outdo us. We ain't gonna go compete.
And they always want to,
Forget about it, bro. Slavery's so long ago, fam.
When my dad left my mom and I, we used to have to live off credit cards, like stuff like that. That doesn't mean you know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
That's it.
If you can hear that, drop $1.
Drop $1 in his hat, please. If you can hear that, please come to the studio. Drop $1 in his hat.
He's giving it up.
He's giving it up. It's the blues going on.
But I had somebody. A couple people reached out. I don't know why it's such a hot topic. Not only did they reach out, but also on the Fresh and Fit podcast, the Crew Season podcast, the lead lawyer and Kevin Samuels. They were talking about DVs between men and women, and they were talking about basically, even if a woman hits a man, he should be able to sustain it because he's a man, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what do you think about that?
Let me get this straight. You're saying that someone's saying basically DV is only wrong if a man's hitting a woman?
No, they're saying it's wrong, but they're also saying if a man should be able to withstand it because he's a man.
Nah, listen, I grew up in the era I knew some girls that knock a nigga out. I know some girls that are tough, and it's not even about even fighting. I hate to even think of that. Just, seeing things I've seen and been through like that, that's just something that I frown upon. But people get it twisted with, like, women are strong. Like, I don't know what you guys think here.
I tell people all the time.
You want to get 2 clean shots on you? It take one, really. I seen one.
I have a 7-year-old. If I let him get a good hit on you,
he's dead.
You're gonna feel. He's gonna rock. He's gonna rock you. He's gonna rock you.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people all the time is every human being is entitled to their personal space and safety.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying just go beat a woman down, but you can't say because you're 5'5", 150 pounds, a man shouldn't be able to defend himself. Like, that's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's not like, okay, you get knocked out. Just like no, seriously. People crack jokes like Jay-Z can't live down that elevator.
Solange.
With Solange.
Kicking him.
With that C-list piece of crap shouldn't have touched.
She's a good writer, though. Tony was one of my favorite songs.
She's cool, but she was nowhere near in her position to even touch that, man. But the thing is, though, so many jokes are made, like, every year about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's okay to assault a man because he's a man.
Because the story doesn't end with him cold clocking her ass and knocking her out.
If he knocked her out, then it'd be, man, Jay-Z's not a man. And,
he should have touched her. He's so big and she's so I get it. And I don't think it's right at anything, at any end. The best thing you do is walk away, and it's hard to sometimes, and everybody's different, situations are different, but how I feel with that is that you could definitely get knocked out by a woman. It's not okay for a woman to hit you, because I know some women that carry razors. They sock people. They hit, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody is capable physically of hurting someone. So, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Like, come on, man. You just think, oh, yeah, she ain't nothing, man. I'm going to just let her get her a little boot. And you're just catching Z's.
Now you're waking up on social media, didn't even know you took a nap. It's so funny. Everybody know who got knocked out. They even know they were knocked out. Why is that so funny, dog?
So, no, it's not okay, you guys. It's not okay for anyone to put their hands on anyone. And whoever that girl is, I know she got black ice air fresheners in her car because she's talking about let a woman hit you. It's okay. You shouldn't feel hurt or anything. You haven't seen a dude get slept by a woman. I've seen it. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good.
And just respect on both ends. Yeah. Like, not even just because a woman can knock you out. Just because you're a woman don't mean you should be hitting men. Like I said, everybody is human. They should be entitled to their personal space and safety. So, like, it was a plethora of people must be knocking people out or getting knocked out at home because it was like, hell, people was like, what about men hitting women, women hitting men? You know what I'm saying? But the biggest one was saying a man should be able to take it from a woman, you know what I'm saying, because it's a woman, and I don't agree with that.
I don't know. If we lined up some people and just let them take shots, it'd be a lot.
That's what I'm gonna say next. Okay, well, let's set it up.
Sign this waiver, so when you go to sleep, you wake up, you won't be able to get in trouble. Nobody in trouble.
Refreshed.
But nah, yeah, that's a cool. It's weird because I don't know about anybody letting anybody hit them, but I'm not with that. So to answer your question, that's a no. But one thing I was talking about or been asked to talk about, somebody suggested was comparing Seattle's population of black people to other cities with major black populations. And
I hate when people do that. Yo, this ain't nothing like Dallas.
Yeah, people don't get the population isn't as big, and we're in a time where we're only 2 or 3% in the whole state. So yeah, it's not a lot of us here, not a lot of events or things to do. That's why I was talking about us coming together. But people can't compare that because if we compare it this time, we can't. But at a point in time in the 90s, and you could Google this.
The 80s, 90s.
The early 2000s, Seattle had like top 3 black business class. Like in
the 80s too.
The 80s too, for sure.
The CD.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had the nightclubs, Jazz Alley, you know, everybody came through here. Like we had to where it was popping for us to be here and do things. You know what I'm saying? So we can't compare it to any other city because at a time they didn't have things. Like there's a time where Atlanta wasn't Black Hollywood. There's a time where, you know what I'm saying, Memphis and all them, they didn't have nothing.
And Seattle was and I tell people all the time, Seattle was Atlanta before Atlanta. Like a lot of our elders came here for opportunity.
For settlement,
you know what I'm saying? For money.
Better opportunity.
That's why I tell people, say Seattle think they this and that. No one, they do think there's somebody because they are, because nobody from Seattle is from Seattle.
Yeah.
Everybody's answer, there's nobody's grandma is from Seattle.
They don't care who you are. Yeah.
Is from Seattle. Nobody's grandpa is from Seattle. Everybody's family come up here for different reasons.
For opportunity, and that's why I tell people we were that, because when you talk about like the early 1900s, and you know when my great grandma came here from Oklahoma, like it was literally probably the city was 100% black, first and second, but at that time, a lot of Seattle area had a lot of black people in it because of the opportunities that were given, the job opportunities and all that.
Boeing. Anyone. My grandma was a seamstress at that scary ass hospital on Beacon Hill.
You see that meme? People talking about that hospital. We would drive by that hospital. I don't know what it is.
It's creepy. It used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah, but I tell people you can't compare it because we're in a different time, and so you just gotta go where you want to be, and you have to travel where you want to see us and enjoy us. But one thing I do know is like a lot of people are coming here who have degrees or who are working in tech, a lot of transplants, so they will start to begin families and meet people, and like it's gonna go, everything reverses itself. But Seattle was an opportunity place, and that brought us all here. I don't care who you are, your family came here for opportunity. So don't get it twisted. Like we were the Mecca, we were the place of black business, we were the place for people to come and do things because we were a hub and we were all here, and we were a channel and a gateway for. There's a Silk Road from here to St. Louis. All my family and my family's friends from St. Louis have been living here, coming back and forth. There's a Silk Road from here to Louisiana. And like, you got to reach back in your history to know. So don't say Seattle's being like anything or try to compare. It's like, no, it's actually in us, and people who are still here still try to live like
a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a melting pot for sure. So yeah, I don't, I represent Seattle to the fullest. So I'll just, try to explain to them about that and let them know that,
It's always the people who are never anybody's who, why do you get so mad about people talking about Seattle? Because you never been anybody, you never represented anything, you barely represent yourself. You definitely never represented a national level. I've lived other places, I've done business other places, I've built bridges and networks other places. And when you're representing yourself, you're also representing where you're from when you're out of town. That's like that's sports, I don't care what you do. When you're out of town, and they say, where you from? That's why when NFL players, NBA players, when they're on the screen, it says 6'7", 200 pounds, hometown, this and that, because it matters. It matters where you're from, and you got to stand firm in that so they respect you and where you're from. But people who didn't have an identity, didn't know who they were, they can't understand that. So that's why every time you defend Seattle, it's like, why are you getting so worked up about Seattle? Because you never represented nothing. Yeah. You worked at a call center your whole life, and you never done nothing important.
There's nothing wrong with working at call centers.
I worked at call centers, ER Solutions, but the thing is, I also was, ER Solutions. But everybody, I still have my business, but it's people who don't aspire to represent, on a major level, who's always trying to down talk, especially on Twitter.
No, especially Twitter is a place so you can be who you want to be without having to actually be it and live it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a whole other story. But people don't realize that at all. Like, you really represent when you go somewhere. You really step outside yourself when you go somewhere because you're in a different element. That's why I tell people from Seattle, if you grew up in a place in a time where there's not a lot of black people, you got to travel to go get that effect, get a culture shock. Mm-hmm. You figure out who you are when you step outside of this place. Luckily, I'm old. I feel like I'm old. I'm not that old.
You're young.
But I was around when Seattle was predominantly black. Like, people did not want to live in the South End. They didn't want to live in the CD. A lot of the crime was over there, and West Seattle was it was bad. Like, I come from a time when Seattle really was bad. Kids getting jacked for the starter jackets, getting killed, like a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So people doing this stuff now is mainly about drugs and stuff, but all the homelessness. But I came up in a time where it was a lot rougher and a lot more crime going on. So, and I don't regret it at all. Like, it was beautiful for me to see the struggle, beautiful for me to go through it in Seattle and see the progress, because my dad's from St. Louis, so when I go back and visit there, the block looks the same. There's no progress. empty buildings, still abandoned, still people living in them. And I'm talking about from when I was a kid, baby.
It's doing worse than what it was.
You know?
That's crazy.
So I appreciate everything about the town, and I go wholeheartedly for it because there's nothing else I know. It made me who I am, and it also gave me an opportunity to be who I am because I don't know if I was anywhere else what I would be doing, like for real. Not with my character and how I move and how I talk. It'll be fast for sure, like fast. So, what else you got going? What else? How you feeling?
Shoot, nothing much, man. Somebody asked me something about a suggestion. We was talking about mental health, and they said, "What do you suggest people do?" And I thought about it. I say, if you don't have one right now, find a hobby. Find something to do with your time. Find something
that's
to invest
relaxing.
in, something that catches your attention.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm about to start skating again. I haven't skated in a long time, and I know it'd be good for my health, cardio, but also mentally. And it's something I haven't done. I want to teach myself more. So I think I'm about to pick up skating again. But I suggest everyone find a hobby. I make soaps. Like just find something to do, to create, to learn. I think in these times we need to continue learning.
Yeah.
Because without the pandemic, we were kind of stuck in our ways, stagnant, not paying attention, not trying to grow. But I think especially now it's even more needed for you to dig in,
find that talent, that hobby, that passion.
That passion. Find yourself again. So someone, I don't remember who it was, but they asked, what do I suggest to help with mental health? And one thing I'm gonna say is get a hobby, something to do. A lot of us are standing still, like just being alone or silent. Sometimes it's good, but then sometimes you're with your demons. You know what I'm saying? You're hearing things in your head. You're not processing things correctly, and the world's fully functional. Like sometimes I step outside and I'm like, damn,
shit's still moving.
It's
still moving.
So that's one thing I wanted to speak on because they asked.
I know. I feel like that. One of my things is from going to therapy, and they taught me was find a place of peace. And so like that's one like you said, find a hobby, find something to do to stay busy or something you like. Like what I learned when I went a couple of summers ago was a place of peace, somewhere you can separate from everything, cell phone, people, like quietness. And I never realized what they meant, like all you should hear is, a freeway. You know what I'm saying? If anything, like just find a place where you can seclude yourself and separate from things and exhaust things and just be still for a second. And that helps me because I move around a lot. Hard for me to be alone a lot.
Hood rat.
So, yeah, I'm from the hood, but I'm not a rat. Seriously, it's hard for me to be alone. So in times that I stand still. I find a place of peace. And, I talked to a few people about it. They always ask me where I'd be at. And, and I'd be like, well, it's my place of peace. And they'd be like, yeah, that's dope. So that's one suggestion I would give from the person that asked you the question of what to do.
Find a place of peace.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A place of peace for sure, because it's so much going on, especially with the pandemic. Everybody's doing all types of things, and you be in somebody else's way and I even know it. Shit, for real.
Well, on this podcast or this show, we like to get down to the nitty gritty. So I wanted to ask you, man, top ramen. Chicken or beef?
Listen, bro. Anybody that eats chicken top ramen, man, you should go tap dance in the space
needle.
Petish. Tap dance in the space needle without any harnesses. Chicken is the nastiest flavor out of it next to Oriental and shrimp. You go slide yourself under the Metro bus if you think differently. Beef is all you need because with beef, it actually has a little bit of beef flavor, but you're able to dress it up and make it, what Future say? Dress it up and make it look good for me.
Make it real for me.
Make it real for me, man, for real. So that's my answer is beef, man. I'm a specialist.
And I would have to say beef too. I ate chicken for a minute. I told somebody it don't taste like chicken, and it was like, well, what does the beef one taste like? And I feel like it's more of a broth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more flavoring because the chicken one, it tastes like rubbery noodles. If you eat the Oriental one, you're sick.
You're a savage. You're a savage about your cabbage.
You're a sicko if you eat that Oriental one, man.
Yeah.
But now it was a big debate. We was going back and forth. So many people said chicken. I couldn't believe it, man. Like, your taste buds are terrible, bro.
Man, listen, man. I'm telling you straight up now. You make me some chicken top ramen, man. I won't talk to you for the night. Like, I have no problem eating top ramen. Like, I don't. I come from it. We survived off of it for like a year. Like, no BS. A year straight. You know what I'm saying? Younger as kids, not really having much. And living in Atlanta wasn't really, so we was just starting over. So we didn't have a lot. Like, we really didn't. I mean that. So I'll tell you, we had to make top ramen for real solid year straight. Every I'll say once or twice out the week we didn't. once or twice. But other than that, we was cooking at the top ramen. So yeah, I'm throwing in the chopped up broccoli, some hot link, knock an egg in there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna have a gourmet 5-star meal.
That's one thing my mom did,
by the
boy.
time we done, baby.
My mom, boy, she makes some top ramen. You gonna think it's filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Mignon.
Mignon. It's filet mignon around here. No, seriously. So,
cognac.
Don't knock the noodles, man. You guys got it messed up, man. I love me some ramen. Like, I'll take it. I eat it today and dress it up and make it real for me. But especially, in the time, beef is it. You could put it with different stuff. You make you a sandwich with some beef top ramen. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you got to come from nothing to know something, man. All you people that's just saying no to top
Broccoli,
ramen
cheese,
and chicken.
egg.
You're thinking about chicken because you're black. I'm
like
black.
chicken.
I can say that.
Yeah.
It don't taste like chicken, bro. It just says it so your mind tells you that it's good. It's not good at all. It's actually pea yellow. Like, I'd rather eat the top ramen with the beef in it.
And top ramen's terrible for us, too. The sodium's hella high, but
hey, man, listen, it's good as
hell. You gotta do, man.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, because I'm definitely gonna throw another egg in there, some cheese, a hot link.
That's one thing we gotta correct, too, is our eating habits. Black people, we got to. I mean, at some point you're poor, at some point you're not poor. No, seriously. Like, sometimes you can't help how you eat, because it's expensive to eat good. That's why I tell people. People are like, why don't you eat like this? Man, you know how much that shit costs? To eat healthy and healthy foods perish faster than junk food. You can have junk food in there for months. Healthy, fresh foods, they're going to be gone in less than a week.
Yeah, quickly.
So,
no, I understand that.
But we got to change our eating habits, but that's how ramen sometimes you can't do nothing else.
Well, it saved us, man. It saved us from 12 to 13. Shout out East Atlanta. Shout out Emma Ridge, Memorial Drive. Who was in that thing over the stove.
Stupid. Whipping.
Over the stove, baby.
I had somebody ask me about bills, and do we think men should have to pay all the bills?
Well, I say it's situational. It is situational. Everybody's different. Everybody believes support is in different ways. I talked about that last time we talked. I think it's situational because of in today's climate. Yeah. Now, back in the day when the houses didn't cost that much, cars wasn't that much, you could work one job as a man and take care of your woman or take care of your kids.
And that's exactly what, because
it's different. It's very different now,
Like, I definitely believe as a man, if you can, you should.
Yeah.
But just like you said, houses back then were $10,000, $12,000, $15,000.
My grandma bought her house for $14,000.
A SS Impala was $3,200 when it came out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
60s, yeah.
With options, you know what I'm saying? The same car that's $50,000, $100,000 now. And it's not how it used to be back then. That's why we try to tell people, like, if a man can, he should. But the way these days are set up, inflation, like, you can't buy a house for that no more. You know what I'm saying? You can't get a house for $15,000. You know what I'm saying? You idolizing people who came from generations. Like, I remember a professor was talking about how people are lazy and don't want to go to school these days. And one of her students was like, well, how much did you pay for school? And she was basically like, $750 for a year. Yeah. And they're like, well, duh. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got that thing done.
Right now, that's a book for me.
Yeah.
$750. So I believe a man should if he can, but also there's a lot of women who are out earning men. So, I mean,
no, it really
you'd be
is.
a fool to
really
let her save all her money and move out while you're broke.
I'm done with this.
I seen it.
I'm done. You seen it
You
before?
paying all the bills broke, and she saved up her money, and now she gone. And ain't she about to tax you too? So
tax you on the
for
way
real.
out. Yeah, man, it's a cold game. Marriage is a cold game too. It's a cold world.
Having kids with somebody is a cold game. Marriage, you ain't got to get married. You just have a kid, and boy.
Hold on. Wait, no, I didn't know this was coming with it. I didn't know this was happening too.
For real.
Well, yeah, but I understand that. I just don't feel like I don't feel like it should be a thing. Like, do what's best for your situation. Whatever's going on with you guys, whoever's the winner, whoever, if you love this person, this is who you're gonna be with. It's together regardless. You're together regardless. You have to make things work. So you go back and forth. Everything's situational. But I feel like if a man can, yes, he should. But you also need to be able to hold that man down or make sure that you are doing things. And if you're the breadwinner as a woman, I mean, you should do it because you're giving this person an opportunity to grow or do something that they can further or later on contribute more and be a more stable or grounded person in the situation. So I just think it's situational, but don't ever think it's just oh, he's a man, he's supposed to do it. No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really go back and forth, even with women. Like, there's a lot of men who might earn and they tell women what she can't do. Well, I'm paying for this, doing this, you can't do this. And there's a lot of women that's like, nah, I like doing this, I want to go to school. So it's situational, and I believe that everybody should do what's best for them situation in themselves.
Yeah, I was a stay-at-home dad. Shoot. Like, what's one for real? She was like, which one made more? She was like, she wouldn't go back to work. All right. And that was like a wild experience, but it was fun. But that's something that usually, men don't do. But I was happy because my son didn't have to go to daycare. And shoot, she has some money. So, I mean,
Ooh, she got money.
She got money. Yeah, man. That's what I tell fellas. F up. Screw up.
Stop screwing down just because
he
he got a little vagina between his legs and some little boobs.
Money. It's a totally, I'm telling you, have a baby just like these women do. Why are you selling for less? Go after somebody you got aspired to. Baby mom don't want to put you on child support because it won't change. It won't matter nothing to her life. Somebody who's like, hey man, I'm broke. So I'm on my butt. So I'd say get you a girl with some money. Bottom line.
I see the post he made said it's okay, fellas, to tell her she's broke for you too.
Yeah, man, it's okay to tell. So sometimes women be too broke for you. There's nothing wrong with that. How come men can only be the ones who ain't got it? Or it's okay to say you don't. Like there's my son's mom. I'm like, man, you crazy as hell sometime. But when it comes to handling business and making money, like you may make these girls look like bums, and I'm proud to say that. But it's just like, after you dealt with somebody like that, it's like, I can't do nothing else. Like what can I go to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not going back to that.
I vote for that. Man, I second that, fellas. Fight for your rights. Move on up. Fight for your rights, man.
They don't settle.
No, they definitely not selling. Not at all. I'm not selling either because I like nice things, all right? You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to get it for myself. Just like you said, I'm going to do it for myself. You see the post I put up where it said, you was paying the bills just fine before I said, what's up?
Yeah. Now I said hi and you got a phone bill.
Oh, what can you do for me?
Hold on, man. What part of the game is this? When did this bill? Is this a recurring bill? When did this bill come up? What's going on?
Oh, my God. Yeah. I got a suggestion from someone that had to do, they're thinking about adopting. And we have a close friend who went through a situation of being in foster care. And
my mom was too.
Yeah, my mother was. Our mother, I'm sorry. He's my twin. It's just like my understanding has always been like be there for the kids. If you could take care of a kid or take in a kid, always be the light a kid needs. But getting older, like in this world, how crazy it is, and meeting people who are my age or around my age who lived that way for a while, like it's like needed. There's so many kids in the system who need a stable home, a stable family. And there's bad families out there who do it just for the money, who need to be getting rid of and need to take their ability to have these kids.
Some of these kids is bad as hell.
They are. But our friend that went through it, he went through that, and he told me, he said that actually saved his life because how his family was, because of resources he didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Not being there with his mom all the time. And certain stuff he would tell me where it's like, bro, that saved my life. That's the reason why I did graduate high school, why I did become a D1 athlete and get a scholarship and go to college, and
And it's crazy. I watched that show, I forgot what network it's on, but it's basically where adopted kids seek out to find their real families. Yeah. And I think it's like Lost at Birth or something. But and every child who met their parent who could, some parents died, some parents couldn't be found, but every child who found their parent told them, I had a good life. And I got into a really loving family, you know what I'm saying? I went to school, I had great experiences. And it kind of eased the pain of the parent, because they all felt bad for giving them up or having to give them up. Because some kids were born into interracial families where it wasn't allowed. Some girls were really controlled by the church, so they had to give the baby up for adoption who was born. And I've seen a lot of people say that, it's okay. I had a great experience, you know what I'm saying? So I could see how the system was needed. And what's crazy is it's like loads of kids who are in the system, you know what I'm saying? No telling what they're going through.
And a lot of black kids who need to be with black families. Like he was with a white family, and luckily he did get a good white family, but he said he was with a bad family before, but he learned how to get them out of there. So they was doing stuff, and he got them in trouble, and basically just told them what they were doing. And so he said when he got to his last family, which was I think like 8th grade, he said the family was just like, hey, we know what you've been through, all the same spill. He said he was trying to get kicked out. He was trying to get, and they was just sat him down like, hey, man, know what you're doing, bro. Like, we're in this for the long run. You know, we're about to make sure you're going to be good. Just, you know, make sure you handle your business. But it was really touching because he was like, bro, that changed my life because I didn't have that structure at home. I didn't have people who were like that, who were telling me positive things as well as showing me positive things. So he told me straight up, he was like, yeah, bro, it's needed. They helped me and saved my life, bro. He was like, I went to Wazoo. You know, I was a D1 athlete. I touched the what's it called? The combine. You know what I'm saying? I did stuff, and it was just a major in my life, and I would never done it without them. So that's something that touched me deeply, and it always has because of my mother being in foster care, and then me and my brother being taken care of by our great grandmother. For most of our childhood, you know, it made us understand that you need family, you need structure. Like it's a necessity for you to become a decent, well-rounded human being. And there's a lot of kids in the system, so I think it's a good thing, and I think everybody should look into it, take the right steps. Even if you could have kids, you know, it's always good to take one kid or two.
If you're white and you adopt a black kid, you need to make sure that black kid knows who that black kid is. And I say that to random strangers I don't know. Like I can say 7 out of 10 times when I see a white foster parent or black kid, I just be like, make sure they know who they are. And like most of the time, like sometimes they get confused looks, sometimes they be like, and you know, I'm not saying to be harmful, but you see them and their hair's not done right, and you feel like they're gonna go through identity crisis. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's different experiences of being black, I still want them to, you know, let them know who they are. Like, you know, make sure they know where they come from and who they are, and not just what you want them to know.
Yeah, nah, that's our partner said. He said, man, I didn't have no lotion. Like, he was like, no, I didn't know how to get my hair cut the right way, bro. He was like, it was wild. And then watching Colin Kaepernick's
his show was dope. Yeah.
It was like, and they were actually hiding who he was from, but it's just like not knowing who you are. And even me not having my dad in my life like that, I feel like I don't know completely who I am. I'm learning as I go along the way. But to actually be born outside of any element of who you are, that has to be like the scariest shit in the world. Like,
and that's one thing I liked about Colin Kaepernick's show too, is that you got to see the transgressions he went through being a black kid riding around with a white family. They got pulled over while he was driving. Police officer thought he was being held hostage. He was in baseball tournaments in high school, and they would drive to the Valley in California, and you know, the employees would be eyeing him, you know, while his parents are checking in.
yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, you adopted him?" You know, they're like, "Good job," you know, helping out black people basically. Like, it's weird, but we got to see his experiences, you know. So there's good and bad, you know, highs and lows, just like anything else.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I also want to. Who was we just talking to? I was just talking to my guy from Sky Blue. He's over in Switzerland right now. Shout out my guy Reg, man, out there making moves, man. Sky Blue for life, man. You already know the vibes, man. But you're
Sky
tripping,
Blue.
bro. Switzerland you're the blackest thing there right now, too. I guarantee it. But I'm glad you're out there traveling abroad, man, and living life, enjoying
He
yourself.
was over there eating crepes.
Eating crepes. Thanks for the tracksuit. I'm gonna rock that joint. I gotta put the right shoes on with it. I appreciate you, big dog. When you get back, make sure you bring those through for me and bro. But yeah, have fun out there, man. Enjoy yourself, man, and get back safe.
All right, man. That's another episode.
Well, before we go, once again, if you want any advertisement done, if you want us to shout out anything, a service, a product, you have any clothing, just hit us up and let us know. Give us time prior to it. We'll start conducting like little interviews with business-minded people and people alike to, you know, get things going on the show. But
Products, if you got any apparel for us, if you want to show some love, don't fight it.
any chefs
Just
want to
do
put a
it.
little spread up here so we can eat finger foods and you know, I'm talking about some real player stuff going on, man. This is us, man. Is this you guys? Are you guys?
I'm gonna need
listening?
pictures of your kitchen before you do that, because you guys be nasty.
How you living around this? But we have taken over Fridays at Mint Lounge, which is the old Baltic. We start that tomorrow night. DJ Famous is coming through. It's free till 11.
All black party.
All black Aquarius joint.
Aquarius joint. Got some B-days in the building. So if you're not doing nothing, if you feel okay, like stay home. If you don't feel okay.
Good, stay the fuck home.
That's why. Like I don't understand what's so difficult
Straight up.
about different events and stuff. If you don't feel good, like it could really, because down south when we went down there, they're going out, they're kicking it, and they're not getting sick. And if they are, then they are. But when we went, didn't
Every
get
time
sick,
we've been,
none of that. You know what I'm saying?
4 or 5
Louisiana,
times this year.
Atlanta, ain't got sick, and it just seems like people just don't stay home. Like here, they have to go sit your butt down. So stay home and then come out and kick it. It's gonna be a long summer. We can stay open. We can kick it. Just be smart.
Have fun. But if you're feeling good, you've been working all week, school started back up, or you just want to have a good time, we're bringing some culture back to the nightlife. So pull up on us, man, at Mint Lounge, which is the old Baltic, and come see us, man. Like I said, it's free before 11. DJ Famous is rocking with us. We got Aquarius is in the building. We're all black.
All right, y'all, man. This is Factorz TV.
Hey, man, this is really, man, I'm trying to stay solid and not salad.
VI, and I'm out of here, baby.